found us. More podcast, where we want you to know God more deeply, find lasting freedom, discover your destiny and make an eternal difference. Now.
Oh, we're here. Because we didn't do a podcast last week, I got a lot of flack for that.
Caught some heat.
People were upset with me, and I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes schedules are what they are.
Yeah. It would have been the perfect one, too, because I just had that potpourri sermon, so
it would have been
anywhere.
It would have been so much fun
anywhere.
to get
that
into
is
that.
true. I'm
yeah.
bummed we didn't get to talk about that one. Maybe that's a bonus episode coming or something.
Yeah, we could put a bonus episode just on those subjects.
Just tell them if we miss a week, it means the next week's gonna just be double better.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, I do have to. I'm going to say it right up top because I'm getting it off my chest because I was going to do it last week, but I had stated on our podcast emphatically.
Okay.
That Sierra Farrell was Will Ferrell's daughter, and she is not. She's not his daughter.
I'm glad you're doing it on the front page versus the back page of this episode, right?
I want to get it off my chest because then I don't feel like
closing credits. Just want to let you know I made a mistake last week.
Yeah, I can't.
New York
I can't
Times.
do this. Yeah,
So
I just can't do this.
Well, who is?
She just has the same name, the last same name. We don't know who her dad is. I don't know.
Such depth of our journalistic integrity here.
I didn't do a ancestry tree on her or anything to find out.
Same last name, must be his daughter.
Yeah, must be. No, you know what I did was I was telling Amy. I said the reason why I said that is because somebody made a comment on her when she first started hitting the TikTok and all that stuff that this is Will Ferrell's daughter. And so I'm like, okay, I just go with that. And I'm like, that makes sense. But I kept looking at her picture. And I'm like, she looks nothing like him. I mean, there's nothing that's similar whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah. You wonder maybe she's like, I'm going to keep this name because maybe it'll give me a little extra heat.
I think it is.
The proof is in the pudding if she's a good songwriter.
Yeah. I like her. I like her singing. Right. I just, I didn't know.
So this is kind of like that too. So I'm getting ready for bed last night and I'm looking at my phone and I'm talking to Rachel and, Pastor Alex is sending me messages on Facebook. And I'm like, why is Pastor Alex sending me videos about baby bats?
Oh, tons of
them. I'm like,
them.
Rach, what? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, I wonder if this was about that. It's the golden flying fox bat. Do you remember talking about that, Peach?
The ones that gets as big as a person.
So I go down the rabbit trail. So it's called a fox bat.
Yeah.
I do remember
a flying fox bat, right?
Yeah, okay.
And it is terrifying.
Yeah.
It looks scary.
Pure nightmare fuel. Yeah. And it is.
They're huge.
Their wingspan is up to 6 feet. So I get going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Rach, it's the size of Eli. It's the size of an adolescent child. And she's like, there's no way. And so I'm like Googling and I'm looking and there's 4 photos that pop up every time. I'm like, see, here it is. She's like, that isn't real. I'm like, no, this is real.
That's real, yeah.
And we talked about it on the podcast a couple years ago, but they don't get to the size of a small human. They're 4 feet max.
Okay.
But a 4 foot, 6 feet of a wingspan.
Right.
Yeah, but a 4 foot bat.
4 foot bat. Hunter, are you familiar with the golden flying foxhound?
Here's
bat?
my one question: is what part of the world do they live in?
Australia, terrifying country.
No problem. Just won't go.
Everything in Australia, but also the
It's settled.
Philippines.
It's
Also,
off the list now.
It's
that's
settled.
right.
I won't
also
be there.
The Philippines.
Yeah.
And it is like a thing. You're like, these things will come into your village in the middle of the night and steal your children. They look that way.
They can fly off.
But the truth is they eat bugs and fruit.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But it looks like you could have a full conversation with them. They are huge.
They're cute when they're little.
Leathery. Yeah, okay.
Super cute.
Right.
Didn't you see the faces? That's
Yeah,
why I
it
said
looks
it to
like
you.
my-
I'm like, Ted, look at these faces on this. How can you hate
It
these
looks
bats?
like my wiener dog.
Yeah, it looks like a little wiener dog.
On
Yeah.
its face and
Yeah, they're so cute. And they just look at
Giant
you until you see their
leathery
claws
wings.
coming out at you.
Oh.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
and they'll have if you look at them on the internet, they'll have photos of them hanging out in villages. So it's somebody walking down the road and here's a 4-footer just hanging off your house.
Pastor Hunter's in charge of missions towards Australia. He's like, sorry, you guys are going down.
Yeah.
Not going. I'm not.
That's right.
I'll be in charge. I'll send people
Send
there.
somebody else.
Yeah,
We lose more
I'll be in
people
charge of
in
sending
Australia.
people there.
Yeah.
No problem.
I have the gift of administration. Australia.
I will pray every day.
Yeah, and it's also the place where, it's so funny. People talk about the kangaroos, and they're like, they're so cute, and they want to go to these parks to see them, and you see these
Yeah.
Australian videos.
Yeah.
And these dumb things, man, they're all like buffed up.
Oh,
and they're,
yeah, man.
like ready to take you out. They'll
like,
box you.
yeah, won't
They'll
that?
start
That's
fight-
I think they'll fight you.
They'll fight you if they think that you got a problem with them or something. I mean, it's like
Australia is terrifying. It's just,
everything in that country wants to kill you. I
Yes.
mean, it's like
giant
come on.
spiders.
Yep.
I'm not going. That is not what
Spiders,
God's calling
giant
me.
Snakes. And apparently giant bats.
Giant
Golden
bats.
foxhound bats.
I don't know. It's not where I want to go. Anyways, do you wonder why you take the time each week to listen to more podcasts? Well, we just gave you a good example of why you maybe want to. Yeah. Well, actually, more stands for maximizing opportunities for right now and for eternity. So stop asking why you listen. Just never forget to listen and pass it on. Well, this podcast is sponsored by the Right to Life celebration happening June 30th at the Grand Unity Event Center in Petoskey. What would it look like if Michigan chose life? Right now, saving the unborn in Michigan would mean protecting nearly 95 children every single day, over 1,000 every week. And imagine the future doctors and teachers we would have, that if they could live out their purpose and have the opportunity to do that, how awesome that would be. And while we fight for the unborn, we also celebrate the courageous mothers who choose life every day. Mothers who saw a billboard or watched a social media video or received material from Right to Life or found hope through our partnership with the Haven, formerly known as the Pregnancy Care Center. Those stories matter. Those lives matter. So your ticket for $75 helps support the ongoing mission of Emmett County Right to Life as they continue standing for life at the People's House in Michigan and right here in our own community. So come be a part of an unforgettable evening filled with purpose, hope, and impact. Get your tickets today at EmmettCountyRightToLife.com, EmmettCountyRTL.com, all lowercase. Yeah, it's going to be a good evening. Can't wait. It's 15 days. I think it's 15 days away. So
Yeah, you're close.
we're getting really close.
It's awesome.
Making me nervous, making me lose sleep. Because this is the one year my wife and I, because we're on the board now, we got the privilege to MC it and run the thing. And so those kind of situations always make me like really on edge.
This is like old hat Salvation Army stuff, though.
It is and it isn't. I mean, it's just like trying to get everybody to come and spend that kind of money, usually. Sure. So,
Yeah.
but
it's going to be great, man.
It'll be good.
It's going to be great.
And we'll probably have Parker Fairburn there and
great.
the Moose there. So we'll have some good time.
Cool.
Talk to people. We're going to take an ID break. We're going to come right back with introductions around the table because you probably forgot who was here. Because it's been a week. You don't even know who's at this table anymore. But we're all here today. I don't know how that happened.
We made it.
The stars aligned.
Summer schedules, man.
Summer schedule. Here we are. So we are all here together, and we'll get to that in just a second.
4 pastors, 1 mic and a little caffeine, talking real life, faith and everything between. Northern Michigan noise, going out worldwide. Somehow every week you're still along for the ride. This is the More Podcast, turn it up loud. Good laughs, deep talks, no fake crowds. Real people, real stories, truth that sticks. Yeah, this is more, not your average internet clip.
We're gonna get it.
We got it.
We're gonna do this.
Here we go.
We got it.
Let's see what happens. All right. Well, scientists recently discovered that if you open a bag of off-brand barbecue chips near a kiddie pool, he will emerge wearing sunglasses, carrying a pool noodle, and confidently claiming he invented the summer of 1987. Here he is, Pastor Ted.
And to my left, he was raised by a pack of wild church ushers who taught him 3 sacred survival skills: how to shake hands with authority, stack chairs with no wasted motion, and locate obscure Bible verses faster than most people can open their Bible app. Pastor Gary.
All right. He can win an argument simply by raising one eyebrow. The Northern Lights asked for a selfie.
That's true.
He once went off the grid, and the grid sent him a thank you note.
That's true.
All compasses point toward him.
That's true.
Pastor Hunter.
All right, Alex, I guess I'm doing one for you.
Got one for me. Yeah.
Okay, this is the man who needs
here.
no introduction. Yes. The man who, when he walks out in the middle of the night, it becomes the middle of the day. The man, the myth, the legend, Pastor Alex.
That's because I'm so white from not seeing the sun. Somebody flashes a light on me. It's like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I got it. Hey, well, today we're going to talk about some interesting things. You know, pop culture seems to always be in the news. Everybody's always talking about stuff. Well, there's actually pop culture that's happening in science, things that are happening right now, good stories, things that are amazing that we don't always pay attention to. And some of them are kind of funny that are happening right now in the science world. So we thought, well, you know what? More podcasts. We're a bunch of nerds around this table anyway, so we're going to talk about some of these things. We will be right back after this. Oh, and then, you know, we've got a humongous announcement for Bible trivia.
Oh, yeah, we do.
This is like, we've never done this before.
Yeah, it's huge.
This is huge. Huge.
Huge.
Huge.
All right, we'll be right back.
Yeah. You already know. It's the Mall Podcast DM. Yeah. Yeah. 4 pastors on the mic, yeah, we bring that heat. Gary keeps it cool, but he's moving his feet. Ted got stories you don't wanna miss. Hunter drops truth with a pop culture twist. Yeah. And Alex Norton like, guys, let's focus right now. But the beat drops hard and we forget how. More. Turn it up, turn it up, let it play. Laugh all night, take the truth your way. From deep talks to what did he just say? It's the More Podcast every single day. Don't you stop that sound. Truth goes up when the beat goes down. Hit subscribe, yeah, you're locked in now. It's the More Podcast. Come join the crowd. Hands up, heads nod, yeah, we vibing in place. Faith, fun, real talk, never one pace. If you came for the laughs, you'll stay for the word. Best convo you didn't know you heard. It's the More Podcast. Come join the crowd. It's the More Podcast.
That was, what would you say, Pastor Matt? Yeah.
Yeah, Pastor Matt.
It was, you know, it is really scary and weird whenever a video of what's his face, Toby Mac, shows up on the internet. It looks like Pastor Matt.
You have that. You posted those photos of Pastor Matt.
Yeah, you saw it.
Then Toby Mac in the copy room, and every morning on Sunday, and when I'm printing off the order of worship, I'm like shocked by that.
I know, isn't that so weird how much they look like each other?
They do, yeah.
And then when, you know, Pastor Matt grows his beard a little bit more,
Yep.
It's almost like an exact replica.
Good looking dude, man.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Although Toby Mac is what, 61 now? Something like that. Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay, so science, pop science. You know, you have pop culture, things that are happening on a regular basis with a bunch of weird people in Hollywood. Now we have pop science, things that are exciting that are happening, things you might have never heard of that have happened this last week. One of the things that's interesting is that, am I going to say this name right? Pterosaurus? Pterosaurus, is that right?
Sure.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's a pterosaur.
Is it
You
pterosaur?
are a dinosaur guy.
You're a dinosaur guy because you got to deal with Luca all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pterosaur. The P is
Well, you may
silent.
not want to talk to your son about
P
this,
is silent.
this
Okay.
this dinosaur.
Pterosaurus.
Because this dinosaur apparently dressed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
this
so-
is crazy.
Yeah.
This is just like a giant pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it had, it was terrifying, but it also had sort of a nightclub look to it. It had
Yeah.
like feather boa that was, you know, part of its look. And yeah, so maybe not something that you want to talk to kids about. I don't know. But yeah, it's one of the dinosaurs that they found that they believe probably was the most colorful of all dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the pterosaur, right? Part of the like pterodon family.
Okay.
Right. These things are
How big do you think this thing was?
25 feet tall.
Oh,
right.
see?
Giant bird, right?
Yeah.
With a 6 foot long bill.
It would have eaten the fox.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fox bat.
Those
Yeah.
are hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
And I believe I might be getting
French
them
fries.
mixed up. Like I think the pterodon family are the bird family that has teeth.
Oh,
right.
really?
So this has.
Oh,
actual
this is
teeth
making
in
it so much better.
Yeah, this thing's a killer.
So
right?
you're looking. So if you live
looking
during
at
that
a-
time, you're looking at it. You're like, oh, this is amazing. And then it comes and eats you.
Yeah.
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 It's kind of like a lure, you know, that
Yeah.
you use fishing. You know, the fish are like, oh, it's so amazing.
Could
And-
actually-
Bites the fish and brings them in for
Could
you.
actually
yeah,
be
right.
be some truth to that.
Here's one. This is right for Ted. I
Okay.
read this one and I
Yeah.
thought this is going to be good for Ted. AI solved a math problem that basically has made every mathematician pretty nervous right now.
Sure.
It's a math model that they have not been able to really do effectively. People that have been around math for a long time, But it's really hard because this AI solved the math problem within a matter of minutes, as opposed to these guys working on it for days. So so they're a little nervous now because this math problem would have been.
I don't know why more people aren't.
This is Skynet happening right now in front of us. But
the robots are smarter than us. We need to shut that down. Admit that.
Well, yesterday I was watching Fox News and they were talking about one of the robots solved a math problem that has never been solved before. At I think it was like MIT or whatever, but it's a math problem that they've been trying to solve forever, and so they thought, well, let's give the math problem to the and it actually took the AI 12 minutes to figure it out. Yeah. But it came up with a solution, and they're like, that's the closest we've ever come to having an answer to this problem. So that should make you a little nervous.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's coming. Skynet is almost here. This is one we were talking about before we got on air because it was kind of interesting just to think about this. But bees and shrimp are getting vaccinated, right? We take a lot of us take our kids to get vaccinated. Well, apparently bees and shrimp need to be vaccinated too. They're having some issues, diseases that are killing them off. And so now they're giving them medicine to help them protect the hives. And what do you call a group of shrimp?
Well, I'm really nervous about the revolt when they're going to be forced to wear a mask. That's what
right.
That's what I'm nervous about.
Y'all got to wear a mask.
Fun fact, that's actually how killer bees were created.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, fun
You
fact.
said it with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, you did. I was like, really believed you. Yeah.
I think killer bees, we just mixed American bees with African bees and created a super bee.
Yeah, let's just chill out.
It's an internal
everybody.
race riot.
Hey, scientists.
Yeah.
Go watch a movie that we've written before. Just chill.
When has it ever gone
Just take a
right?
pause.
You're going to love this because this is pointing back to the days of Noah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is all pointing back to the days of Noah when this giantism that we're talking about, all that stuff is a result of the, Genesis chapter 6 stuff.
Yeah.
And now here we are living it again.
Right.
I mean, when did it ever go wrong for this to happen?
Let's just open that door because humans forever have been looking to be deified, right? This is what this is. I want to be a creator. I want to be... just go down that path.
Bees going nuts. Yeah, I don't know.
It is. I appreciate that, Pastor.
End of this year, we're supposed to have woolly mammoth.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Do you think it's going to look like the original, or do you think because they mixed it because like what is it, the dire wolves?
Yeah, I was going to say we had that wolf thing back,
right? So that woolly mammoth will not technically be a woolly mammoth, right?
Right, it's not.
It'll be bigger, stronger than its mother, and it'll have hair so that it can live on the mammoth steppe. That's why we're making them, so that
it's a cashmere.
That's like a whole new version.
Again, when has this ever gone?
Yeah, it goes right.
It doesn't go well. There's no way this goes well.
Oh, what?
And for those of you who are wondering, a group of shrimp is called a swarm.
A swarm, really?
A swarm of
Okay, I
shrimp.
didn't know that. Yeah.
Yes.
I can eat a swarm of shrimp.
I know. I
Right.
I think shrimp are delicious, so let's give them whatever they need just to keep those suckers alive.
Yep.
They're so good, and with butter, really good. So it's a swarm. I didn't know that.
Swarm.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Okay.
Swarm of bees, swarm of shrimp.
No, a hive
of bees.
Yeah, hive of bees. Swarm of shrimp. Yeah. Yeah. So they're getting vaccinated.
Swarm. Bees
They
do
do
swarm.
swarm.
right.
Yeah, they do swarm,
Right.
but they're not a swarm. They're a hive. Yeah.
Okay.
But they're getting vaccinated, so that's good. We're gonna make them healthy. This is an interesting because my wife just talked about this at staff meeting about how much she loves to talk about. the octopus. Yeah.
That movie that just came out.
So apparently they found the tiniest octopus ever that can fit in your hand, a blue octopus, and it was pretty deep within the water. But divers found a palm-sized blue octopus, and they're trying to figure out how it's connected to the whole octopus family and what's going on. But they had pictures. You can go online. You can look at it.
Sure.
How small it is. But that is the actual size. It doesn't grow any bigger. It's as big as it gets. Palm-sized octopus. So you got the real big ones, right? You got the ones that are massive.
Sure.
They can take out a boat. And this one, apparently, you can take it home. And
It's a blue ring octopus.
yeah, it's blue ring.
It'll kill you.
Yeah. What?
It's like super poisonous.
Oh, that is? Yeah. Well, they left that out of here. They wanted it to be a positive.
Cold-blooded killers.
They wanted it to be a
Hey,
positive.
it can fit in the palm of your hand.
and kill you.
Once.
Yeah, right. Why is my arm going numb right now? I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but Yeah, but you know what's weird? The picture I saw, the guy actually had the octopus in his hand.
Really, I've seen people with their hand. I'm sure they don't kill you. They're just poisonous, right?
Right. So the guys didn't even know.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's like I don't even know what it's called, but
I don't know. Maybe it was a different one. Maybe it's even smaller than the blue ringed ones.
maybe. Yeah.
I love those videos that you see where the octopus is getting off the boat, the fish boat, where it like goes through like the smallest hole possible.
Oh, yeah.
It's
They're
pretty
incredible.
incredible.
Yeah, as long as their beak can get
Right.
through, they can get through anything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's one that we saw that was in a jar. Got himself in a jar.
They're incredible.
Yeah, it's sitting in there.
The octopus in the Toledo Zoo, they had to put a black curtain over it because he didn't like seeing all the people walk and he didn't like all the light, and he always find a way out. And they put that over him, and he stopped getting out of his cage.
Really?
Did we get out?
Yeah, you get out and eat the other fish. So I'm not kidding.
Guy goes in the morning to feed everything. He's like, it's out again. There's no fish left in the tank.
And he can camouflage.
Right.
How do you find him?
Like, where's he at?
Even textures. That's the craziest thing.
Yeah,
that's
not
crazy.
only just color, but textures.
They're wicked smart.
Yeah.
They're wicked smart. That's what was the movie that Amy? You remember the movie that Amy was talking about?
Brightly colored creatures.
yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, I watched it with her, but I'm like, when she told me we're sitting there and she's like, "You want to watch a movie?" I'm like, "Sure, let's watch a movie." And then all of a sudden, this movie comes on about an octopus. I'm like, "What is going on?" I'm like, "Come on." I mean, I've sat through Lifetime movies. I've sat through. I mean, come on, but this is going too far. And then I actually got into it. I'm like, this is actually pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where I check out when I get on like the deep sea diving people and all that stuff.
yeah.
Like I'm like, nah.
Unless it's
Those
Shark
things
Week.
are smart. Yeah, right. Like I'm not getting in that water.
I want to see some blood.
Yeah.
I want to see some teeth. And I want to see some people screaming. That's what I want. I want to get into the Shark Week. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, so that's pop science. All these really cool
All right.
things. So you can look these up. They're actually, because it's summertime, your kids are out of school. Maybe you can take this moment to have a little homeschool moment. And
There you go.
say, look at all this great stuff.
Yeah.
You could have been killed by a pterodon or pterosaur
Yeah.
that looked like it was going to be your friend, and then it takes you out.
Yeah. It's like it
Glittery
was going to a
and
nightclub.
sparkly.
glitter and
Yeah.
sparkly.
Looks like it was going to a Toby Mac concert.
Right, and then it gets some coming to
I don't
eat
know.
you. All right, we're going to take an ID break, come right back with Harbor Light Bob Trivia, and then we got this big reveal. I'm so excited. I cannot even believe that we've waited, 3 seasons to do
This is a
something
good
like
idea.
This is like amazing.
This is the brain
because
trust coming up
I
with an
can't
idea.
if this happens
It'd be so cool.
and we actually get to do this.
Yep.
We're gonna all have to get pictures.
We're going to make a spectacle.
We're gonna have to
of
make
it.
a big deal about it because
awesome.
it's gonna be so cool. So I don't know. We're more excited about it than probably the person that's
Well, they don't know about it
yeah,
yet.
they don't
don't
even know
know.
about it. Yeah. All right, we'll be right back.
More podcast is not recommended for those who prefer safe, predictable conversations. Side effects may include unexpected laughter, mild conviction, quoting episodes in public, and texting your friends. You've got to hear this. Do not listen while operating heavy machinery unless you enjoy laughing for no reason. If exposure lasts longer than one episode, you may experience a desire for more. The More podcast, use at your own risk.
We tell people that all the time. When you listen to the More podcast, you listen to it at your own risk. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Well, here we are with Bible trivia. And, okay, can I give the announcement?
You can.
Okay.
You should.
So here is the announcement. We always have amazing prizes on Hard Block About Trivia for people that win. But this time, this month, when we spin the Wheel of Destiny by Wilson Insurance, we are giving away a ticket to possibly win the 2026 Chevy Trailblazer that is now being that's out there right now, raffled off by the school.
By Harbor Light Christian School.
So Harbor Light Christian School, and you could win this. You maybe have the winning ticket.
you win a chance to win.
You win a chance. Yeah, there you go.
Right.
You win a chance to win the car.
That's awesome.
And if you win, we're going to be probably more excited than anybody
Oh, boy.
else because this is kind of a lot
And
of fun.
can I just say that certificate is mighty handsome, but the car on that certificate
It's not.
looks like Microsoft Paint 2002.
It looks like something that
Like
Tesla
what?
would
Like
come up with.
the window doesn't fit on,
Yeah, right.
And
on the body.
And we're talking about the car on the
Correct on the
sheet
certificate.
of paper,
It's-
not the
it's-
actual
yeah,
car.
No,
the
yeah,
actual
not
car
the-
is cool.
The actual
The
car
real
is gonna
car
be
doesn't
sweet.
have
I'm pretty
all
sure
the
the
wheels.
actual
Right.
car is all blacked out with black rims.
Yeah, right.
It's a cool ride.
It's got 3 wheels on. No, it's good. Yeah. It's all
So
good.
yeah, if you win, you get a raffle ticket to
Yeah.
win the Chevy Trailblazer we're auctioning off at the school.
Yeah, and it's going to be amazing.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be
Pretty
so
awesome
cool.
gift.
Well, anyways, if you want to be a part of that, spread the word. Get people to subscribe to our podcast and also answer this question. But you can send it to HarborLifeBibleTrivia@gmail.com. HarborLifeBibleTrivia@gmail.com, all lowercase. And let us know the answer. And Pastor Gary, do you have a question for us?
I do have a question ready to roll for us. The question is, there is a mountain that the Temple Mount sits on right now. It's called Mount Moriah. Mount Moriah, which is purchased by somebody in the Old Testament from the local person who owned that mountain. Who bought Mount Moriah in the Old Testament?
In the Old Testament.
In the Old Testament. It's not Mariah Carey. So you can take that off the list.
Not Mariah Carey.
Not Mariah Carey.
All right. Who bought it in the Old Testament?
Who bought it in the Old Testament? And if you know the answer to that, you can send it to HarborLifeBibleTrivia@gmail.com, all lowercase. And we will put your name on the Wilson Insurance Wheel of Destiny. I'm looking to see if there's any other interesting names that have been put on there lately. Ted's on there 5 times.
I am not.
Ted's got everybody in his family on there.
Yeah, they're right.
That is a lie.
It's like half the wheel is Ted. Pastor Hunter, are you on? You're not on there.
I'm not.
We're in that same situation as giving away the car. We are not allowed to win as staff members.
Yeah, not allowed.
So we can't win the Wheel of Destiny.
How about family members?
Well, I've purchased my grandkids' car certificate opportunities before.
Yeah. So Eloise,
Papa will drive this until you get your license.
Yeah, right.
Eloise and Theo, you can put them on there. Yeah, you can send me the email and say, this is from Theo.
That's
and
right.
Eloise, yeah. All right, well, we're going to take a night break. Come back with Bible Talk.
Headphones on. Check. The perfect podcast on. Check. Not sure why you're listening? Good point. Should you keep listening? Yes. Should you tell others you listen to the More podcast? Good idea. Life just got better.
Well, welcome back to Bible Talk on the More podcast. This week we're diving into the launch of our new series, Mountains. Come, let's go up. Throughout the Bible, mountains are much more than geography. They become places where God reveals himself, speaks to his people and tests their faith, changes their perspective, and often launches them into a new season of life. From Noah to Abraham to Moses to Jesus, some of the most significant moments in Scripture happen on a mountain. Pastor Alex challenged us to think about what mountains represent in our own spiritual lives and what God may be calling us to leave behind as we follow him upward. So today we're talking about mountain moments, higher perspectives, and what it means to follow God's invitation. Come, let us go up the mountain of the Lord. Pastor Alex.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, yeah. I guess I did preach this last sermon, but really, you guys, you and Pastor Gary, and I think, was it? Pastor Matt and Chelsea and Ted and everybody was in the room coming up with this series. So what's the overall idea that we have for this, other than what I said on Sunday, getting us prepared for mountains? But what are we going into with this whole thing? Pastor Gary, you got...
Well, first of all, I just want to say, Pastor Alex, I'm super proud of you. You did a great job. Mm-hmm. You know, the leadoff hitter for a series is always a very important person who sets the tone for the rest of the series, and you've done a great job. Mm-hmm. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Probably one of the best messages I've heard you give. And I know you were in, overdrive because we had a short amount of time to get a lot of information in, but you just hit it one point after the next, and it was excellent. Yep. Well, I think the big idea, if I can remember back to a couple of months ago when we put this together, is the idea that God uses mountain experiences to do things in our lives to help us. And I think that it of course is in the contrast to the valleys that we did, that series we did a couple months ago. And so we really want to be able to encourage people to press and lean into these mountain experiences that God brings into our lives, and that he uses these mountain experiences, mountain moments, as you called it, to make marked time, marked experiences in our lives that we can reflect back on when we are going through those valleys. Mm-hmm. And so I think that was kind of the idea that we launched into this series. You guys remember probably better than I do.
Yeah. So, mountaintop moment, or, I think we can make the jump between people in the Old Testament being on top of a mountain and our own mountaintop experiences, right? These are experiences where we feel like, man, I am right next to God right now, and he's talking to me, right?
Yeah.
Oftentimes people will have these at, high schoolers will have these at summer camps, right? Or right, or we'll have these on retreats, right? And they can change your life, and oftentimes a mountaintop experience God will inspire you for maybe a new calling or a new mission or a new purpose, right? Because it's on top of a mountain where we get the most clarity. It's also on top of the mountain where sometimes we can see, how God has taken us from where we were to where we are now. Once we're on top, we can see, wow, I'm so thankful that I didn't open that door. I'm so thankful that God shut that door, right? I'm so thankful that was the only one open that I was able to walk through. Sometimes it's only up there that you get to see down below of what could have been and how good God has been, right? And so I think it's important that, getting up that mountain, that once we're up there and we go back to the whatever part of the life where it is next, whatever season's next, we're remembering what we saw on top of the mountain. And so, this series is really calling people to be like the people of the Old Testament, who look to the top of the mountain, and they look to the mountain. Where does my help come from? Yeah. And so you don't go up a mountain on accident. Everybody, you said that last week, Pastor Alex, like you go up a mountain on purpose. And so, man, when we connect with God and we're having this mountaintop experience with him, we do it on purpose, and we know we need to be there because we need the clarity from God, and we need purpose from God, and we need freedom from God. So we're making that journey upwards to go meet with him.
Yeah. And it will be, it'll be 6 parts. And three of them will be during family camp, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to be going over quite a bit.
Yeah. We'll hit a lot of mountains. Yeah.
And I think it would be kind of exciting. It was interesting. Chelsea was telling me during staff meetings. I think you remember you were there. People were asking, like, can we have a roadmap, like what mountains we're going to, so we could read them about them before we get there. I'm like, that's kind of an interesting idea. To have,
so we kind of wrote that up, and we'll be posting that on social media so people can
plan of where we're going. Yeah.
And the cool thing too
is a little mountain road trip. I love it.
Right, yeah.
And the cool thing is each week is around a specific mountain that we see in Scripture.
Right. Yeah.
So week to week, and then we'll have some fun kind of like swag stuff for folks at camp to get.
Family camp. Yeah.
Yep. So
really cool shirt.
Really cool shirt. Some cool stickers with each mountain on it. But you got to come to camp to get them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You got to come to camp.
Got to come to camp.
Yeah. So one of the things I said to you, Alex, here this week, it felt like there were 6. Bulletin statements for me to kind of live my life on for the next 6 months. But one of those statements was this ground level living you talked about. And what are some of the distractions that keep Christians from seeing life from God's perspective? So you made the analogy of when you're walking up the mountain, all you see is kind of the rock right in front of you. It's ground level living. So what is the distractions that?
Ground level living for me was kind of like trying to help people understand the difference between here, everyday life, and what you're going to see when you get to the mountaintop. And so ground level living happens when, our problems become bigger in our minds than God's promises, what God wants to see in us. And there's a lot of things that happen that way. I mean, I think our lives are built in a way where we get really focused on our current horizon, which is everything that's going on in our lives, family, pressures, success, all these things that tend to distract us from ever having a moment to go up to the mountain, to be with God, to really be a part of that situation. And it is interesting how we get kind of in that habit. That's just all that it is. This is what life is all about.
That's all I can see.
This is all I can see. It is. This is all that matters. And you never really have the moment to really experience God's glory. And I think what's interesting to me, as I was getting ready for the message too, it's amazing to me that people that even come to church every Sunday still live in the ground level mentality, even though they're in the very presence of God, but they're not looking up. They're still looking at their typical horizon. Everything's looking through that lens. Yeah. And so they never really get to experience God's glory. And I think that's the one thing I learned as I was getting ready for my part of the message or the series was, that was the point that God wanted people. It was an extreme shift in perspective. Here you're going through all your problems, and the reason why he wanted them to go up to the mountain to have an extreme contrast between the two so that they could really invest in something, get away from something. And all these people that I mentioned, like Noah and Elijah and things, and I think we're going to be talking about those in the Mountain series, they were brought out of their situation that they were totally enveloped in, that they felt overwhelmed by. And God takes them out of that and gets them into a situation where he can have a direct conversation with them.
Yeah.
There's no more distraction anymore. And I think that's what it comes down to for me is ground level living is all about distraction. It's like where the devil does most of his work to get you from ever seeing the glory of God.
Yeah. Well, it's done. Go ahead, Pastor Gary.
One of my favorite lines from that point that you were making on Sunday is that when you're on that ground level living, the river, when the enemy comes in like a flood, it feels like a flood, right? The river feels like a flood because you're standing right in it. But when you get the perspective of the mountain, that river becomes a thread.
Yeah.
Because it's a small little line. You called it a line, but I like the word thread.
Yeah.
It's small. The perspective changes. That was one of my favorite lines from that point. That doesn't say the thread isn't there or the river isn't there or the flood isn't there. But when you fly like on the wings of eagles, that's that idea that we see in the Psalms, right? Yeah. I'm going to rise up above the problem and look at it from God's perspective. And you said that so beautifully on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. That was the things that I brought up was what the mountains represent, and then you guys are going to really probably max these out more. But mountains in Scripture always seem to represent a change of perspective.
Yep.
They also help us begin to see that God is greater than, and how we begin to build this encounter with Him. And that's another interesting thing. And so there's just a lot of interesting things that you can see how God used mountains to help people reframe their situation so that they can understand Him being always greater than the situation.
Yeah, I think one of the things about ground level living and mountains, I think people know if they got out of their day-to-day, the way that they're living, and they start getting in their word, and they start praying, and they start connecting with Holy Spirit every day, and they start getting around godly friends, I think they know that that's going to change their life. I think they know that's going to bring them into the have an encounter with God.
Yeah.
I think they know that. But here's what I think happens is they can see the mountain, and the mountain is huge, but the interesting thing is a tree that's right in front of you can look bigger than a mountain. Mm-hmm. The only reason it looks bigger is because it's a whole lot closer.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I think people don't want to go up the mountain because the problem that's sitting in front of them, it's so close to them that it seems bigger than God really is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so they choose to stay there because it feels bigger than God, but they just got to go around it and go up the mountain and meet with God, and He'll change your mind and He'll change your perspective.
And I think the reward, when you do go up the mountain and you do get that closeness with the Lord, instead of focusing on the immediacy of this problem, you understand that. I mean, look, doing hard things, right? That going back over and over and over from your Christian faith will lead to growth, will lead to greater relationship, not only with the Lord, but with one another. And we do the hard things and we face them head on, man. God honors that.
Yeah. Yeah, He does. And I think that's one thing that I've enjoyed studying it, is just realizing how a mountain moment, a mountain perspective, can really begin to affect how we have been operating and how our journey's been going up to this point. Because I think when we're talking about building faith, we think that it's going to happen on the ground level, which it doesn't. Because I think what happens there is we start to get caught into the rut and monotony of life to where
you can get lost in there, you get stuck in there, right?
So it's kind of like, and at some point you have to be challenged, right? And I think that's one thing we talk about. I mean, I'm not a mountain climber, but I know that people that do, the thrill of the mountain climb is the challenge of accomplishing and moving forward. But I think in your faith journey, you feel that when you start really digging in, seeing what God has for you, and you start accepting the challenge and you move in action towards that, because that's one thing that, the mountains tend to represent is this movement, this momentum moving forward, doing something. And when you're in ground level living, you're kind of sort of stagnant. You're kind of just doing every day. And I can see why people sometimes, I mentioned it on Sunday, that you can get in this mindset where, it's kind of a dry season, or I don't feel like God's really saying anything. But they're also not being challenged either. You're just kind of living day after day, and not really having any really interaction other than just trying to live out your day.
Yeah. So if God took you up a mountain today to reveal one thing about your life, what do you think He would want to show you? If He took you up the mountain today, it'd be something He'd want to show you.
I think one of the things that really hit me when I was doing this is that realizing, I think there comes a time where you realize that God is already at work and you just haven't been seeing it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I found a lot with, looking at Elijah, right? Elijah, one of my favorite passages of scriptures in 1 Kings where he is up there and he's like, I'm the only one left.
Yep.
There's nobody else.
Yep.
And, he's up there going through a depressive mode, and God's like, what are you talking about? I got 7,000 people, that are committed to me, that have not bowed a knee, have not kissed the cheek of the king. And, they're ready to go, and you're not the only one. But, up until that point, he really believed that. I mean, that's what he believed. That's what he saw in his world. That there's nobody else.
You're going to make me preach my sermon before it's time to preach my sermon. Because, man, I'm excited about it.
But it was one of those things like, that's what happens is that you get in these modes. And I mean, I've seen that in my own life sometimes where I'm not really paying attention to what I should be, not going up to the mountain. And I see these things in my life, and it is all that matters. I mean, it's like, and I can validate everything that I'm saying, and I can come before God with all this, frustration and be like, what's going on? And God's like, what are you talking about? I'm right here.
Yeah.
I've been here the whole time.
Yeah.
I was telling my wife the other day, it was interesting. We were praying about something in our life, and I never talked to her about it. It was just me praying and having time with God. And I just I felt like, God, sometimes I just feel like you're not really like showing me that you're behind whatever this is that I was really praying about. And I really felt the sense of Holy Spirit's like, yeah, I am. You just pay attention, it's there. And I am like, but I'm stupid. I need to have a little bit more information other than the pat on the back saying I'm with you, and he did. I mean, it was like not even the rest. I mean, it was, later on that evening, a situation happened, and he's like, "See, there you go." Right. And you're wondering.
I'm hoping that you guys all have someone in your life that prays for you daily, lifts you up and your ministry up to the Lord. So I have a person who has come and gone from Harbor Light multiple times because they've moved to different parts of the country. I just got a letter in the mail a couple of days ago that they got this prophetic word back in October of 2024, but the Lord told them, don't send it yet. And then I preached that sermon a couple weekends ago, and then they sent me the letter because the time was right. And it basically said something along the lines that, and it confirmed it in my heart, so it's not like brand new information, but that the Lord has given me an anointing for end times encouragement for people and to be ready, and that the voice and the words that I'm going to be using will be given from the Lord to people, and that I need to do it with a boldness and a confidence that he's in it. Mm-hmm. And it was just a real affirmation to what I feel like the Lord has been preparing me my whole life for. Mm-hmm. And so that little perspective coming maybe from someone else to help not give me brand new information, but to confirm what I feel is in my heart. And that is such an encouragement, and that takes you to those mountain experiences. Realize that maybe I am on a mountain, I just didn't realize it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Here I am. Yeah, up there. I just think it's so amazing when, God, and I think that's what I hope people begin to start seeing through the series, is that God wants to do that for all of us. And I think there are people that are asking the question, what's my purpose? What am I here for? What am I doing? God, are you going to work through this marriage? God, are you going to work through this relationship? God, are you going to help me with finances? God, are you going to help me deal with this problem that I've been dealing with in my own life for years, trying to get victory? God wants all those things to happen, but you have to begin to start climbing the mountain so that you can hear the plan, what he's going to do for you, how he's going to do it. I think up until that point, like I mentioned on Sunday, all you have is a bunch of noise going on, and I don't see how you could ever hear God speaking to you when all that static noise is in your ears all the time of everything going on.
I've got to jump in. I just wanted to jump up on Sunday and join you on the stage. So I've had an opportunity to camp on the top of, it was about 10,000 feet above sea level, a couple of different times elk hunting. And I remember my first trip ever out there, my brother and I had these very wonderful dreams. We had these backpacks that we had trained with, and we were going to carry a camera, a video camera, 2 or 3 Mountain Dews, 10 Snickers. We had all of this equipment in our backpack. At the end of the first day, we were down to just the bare essentials. We got rid of everything. Literally the video camera, which was one of the big things that we wanted to take, we're like, we'll take pictures later. It was just when you get up a mountain, even though a mountain is a high experience with God, there is still a shedding away of things that are unimportant. You're getting right down to what is most important in your life, so that you can sustain your level of moving where the air is thin.
Yeah.
The view is great.
Yeah.
The vistas are incredible, right? But it is work. You said it. You don't accidentally go up a mountain.
No.
You have to be intentional. You have to strip away everything that isn't important. And I think there's a lesson in there for all of us.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the journey of going up the mountain is really good at stripping away those things.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There's nothing like a journey that say, I don't really need this with me, or I'm not going to make it to the summit without it. Hebrews chapter 12, we read about the mountain of fear and the mountain of joy. And the mountain of fear is Mount Sinai, right? So this mountain of going up to meet this God who's scary, who's going to bring the law, and the mountain of joy is Mount Zion. Right? It's this mountain where God's grace and forgiveness is at. And it says in the end of that portion, Hebrews chapter 12 verse 28. So they get up to the mountain. Therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, let us be thankful and so worship God acceptantly with reverence and awe, for our God is a consuming fire. Right? So those things that are on us that aren't supposed to be there, I think God can consume those things that are not supposed to be there. But this is a good question, though. What are people in our day trying to take up the mountain that they just can't take that up with them?
There's a lot, isn't there?
Yeah, let's talk about a couple.
Let's talk about a couple. Well, I think that I mentioned one of the big ones for me is that a lot of us are trying to climb the mountain and we still have not forgiven what needs to be forgiven.
That's great.
Yeah.
That was great.
To me, it's just unreal how somehow we get in our head we can still live with that in our lives and we're going to do it just fine. But it's almost like this massive weight, like the camera. We're going to just keep that with us. We're going to keep the footage of the things that somebody's done against us for the whole trek because we don't want to lose any of those memories because they mean something to us because we're going to bring them back sometime. So we're going to carry that massive camera up there. And it's this unforgiveness that we won't deal with. And we want God to do something about it. But it's just amazing to me how we do that. I mean, that's just one, but I mean, there's a ton of things that people try to carry up there. The sin, I mentioned the passage in Hebrews where, Jesus, it says, to let go of all that stuff, throw it out, get rid of it.
Yep. Your eyes fixed on Jesus.
Keep your eyes fixed on Jesus. Yeah.
I'm going to add some thoughts to that because I think you've hit it right on the head. This idea of walking up the mountain, I'm going to the experience with the God who's the one who gives me my identity. And we try to take a lot of things that give us identity up the mountain. It would be relationships. It would be successes. It would be my job, my career, my house, my boat. We try to carry all that stuff up there when in fact we're going to the one who gives us our value, gives us our identity in the first place. So we don't have to bring any of that stuff with us because we're going to go to the source of what and who he really is and who he says we are, right? Our identity, our value is in someone else who speaks into us, right? And so we're going to the one who speaks life into us. And so I think we carry a lot of stuff up there that is all tacked on stuff that doesn't really reflect to our value and our perspective and who we are in Christ up there.
Yeah. I got two that I would want to add on. People bring up the mountain that I just don't know if they're supposed to. Sometimes I think people go up the mountain already deciding what they want God to say.
Yeah.
And because of that, they miss God the whole time. You've already made, I get phone calls occasionally and they say, "Oh, Pastor Hunter, I want some advice on this."
Right.
And they tell me, well, it sounds like you've already, like no offense, but it sounds like you already made the decision.
Yeah.
Sounds like you've already done it. So I don't know if you want advice. I think you just want me to affirm what you've already done.
Sure.
So call me 2 weeks ago.
Right.
That could have helped you out.
Right.
But now it's a little bit too late. And I think people do that with God. Hey, give me this answer if it's the answer I want. And that happens. And here's the other one. This one's a little bit harsher to say, and maybe not everybody will agree with it. I think some people are trying to bring people up the mountain with them that just aren't supposed to go up the mountain with them at this point.
That's good.
You think of a mountain climber.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous thing to have a novice who's not supposed to be up there. He's not supposed to be doing that yet. And you're dragging them.
Yep.
And maybe there's a season for that. Maybe there's a point for that where you say, I'm going to get you up here no matter what.
Sure.
I'll throw you over my shoulder and I'll make it happen.
All right.
But there's got to be other seasons too where it's just, God, I'm going to get with you.
That's
and I'm
beautiful
gonna connect
because
with you.
that's good.
Serious mountain climbers generally don't do it. It's not a solo thing. Even Mount Everest, they do it in groups, right?
Right, yeah.
So generally speaking, you're going to do it, but you want to go with someone who knows the ropes. They know how to belay. They know all that stuff that comes along with it. Bringing other people up that don't know how to climb can be dangerous and can slow you down and actually put your own experience at risk.
Yeah,
that's really powerful.
And I'll say this: if you are committed to having a person have an experience with God, a life-changing experience with God, then just know that this is going to be a long journey, right? Because you got to get them ready. You know, the Mount Everest is a great one to talk about because you'll actually get up that mountain pretty far, and then you'll live there for weeks. Because your body has to acclimate to the temperature and to the level of low oxygen that they're dealing with. And so just get ready that it's going to be a long journey for you. But if you're bringing somebody along with you who's brand new to this, give them time, right? Let them get it figured out. Sometimes it's okay for them to live somewhere in the middle there as they start to figure out what it means to have a relationship with God.
When we were talking about this, this came to my mind when you guys were talking about, I used to have, I do still have friends. I have friends that love to, like whatever they get into it so much. Like they buy everything in the sporting goods store to get themselves prepared. And I've had this one friend who likes to do trails. He doesn't go mountain climbing, but he's like to do trails. And so when he goes to the Dunhams or wherever he's at, and he's like, okay, I'm going to do this. And so the people are like selling them everything, right? You got to have this, you got to have this, you got to have this, you got to have, you're going to do this, right? You got to have this. And so basically he's all into like, I have these labels, I have these things that are identified as being amazing. So this is going to help me be better at what I'm doing. But he himself he's new to it. He doesn't really know much about it other than he's wearing the stuff, right? Yeah. And so he's getting ready to go up these trails and whatever else. And almost every time, no matter what we've been into, like whatever the sport is or whatever he's getting into, you find out right away, that was dumb. Like you don't need all that stuff to do this. But what it made me think of is like, we have all of these things that when we come before God, and getting back to the idea of Elijah, his premise was, I'm the last guy standing. This is my identity. This is my label. This is what I'm bringing to the mountain. And this is what's happening in my life or whatever it is. And like you said earlier, God has to strip that stuff out of there to get to what needs to really be dealt with. And some of the things we think that we need, God doesn't really need you to have those things. It's not really that important. He just needs you. He just needs you to make the effort and move forward. But it is sort of an excuse sometimes of not doing it the way we should. We kind of move up the mountain with all this other junk, and it's not helping you. It's not helping you do all that stuff. So for me, I'm thinking about, like we got to get up to the mountain. So we're going to do now the latest biblical fad. We're going to do the new devotion. We're going to go to this other church because this church has this stuff that's going to help me get closer to God. This pastor on the internet is so much better than the other guy. So I'm going to listen to what he has to say. And we continue to do this, but we're not going really anywhere. We just keep collecting all this stuff that makes us look like we're doing it well. Yeah,
make yourself look like a mountain climber.
But we're not.
Yeah. A couple other thoughts I have is, what about the people who, I think what's holding people back from going up the mountain is they were up a mountain 15 years ago, and they've been living off of off the perspective that they got 15 years ago. And why would I go up? I've already done that once. Been there, done that, right? You need to keep having that refreshing moment with God. Keep having that moment where you're climbing towards him over and over again.
There's an aspect of that within church life too, where we can go, it looked like this when I climbed the mountain, and it felt like this, and it sounded like this, and it was this type of equipment that got me up the mountain. And we can kind of like deify that almost. It's part of the, nostalgia is a very powerful emotion for us as humans.
I think every mountain's different, every climber's different, and to say or judge my experience versus your experience is a dangerous thing, right? We find that happen in Christianity a lot, where God moves powerfully through Smith Wigglesworth, and all of a sudden, if I don't have his same experience, I must not be connecting. That's a danger that you need to watch out for.
And even if you climb the same mountain, the climb can be different even year to year.
Absolutely.
It can be the same one, and it's like, well, that rope bridge used to be there. It's not anymore. I don't know how we get across this, and then you got to figure it out.
And I think there's an aspect too that's like a counterfeit experience, that we can see the pictures from other people. Like if you use a social media kind of thing of like, I follow some people who do the fire watches in state parks and in national parks, and it's them on a mountain in the middle of just acres and acres, and it's unbelievable. I mean, it is the coolest looking, they're living there for 6 months or whatever it is, or summer, and there's nobody out there. They're by themselves. I get a picture and a glimpse of what it looks like for them. I have zero idea of what that experience is really like, though. And so I think like what you're saying is you can like, Smith Wigglesworth gets this experience and now it's got to look like this, but it's really just a counterfeit of somebody else's experience. You must have your own. You must have, if you're living off that preacher that you're hearing on the online or whatever. Preachers are great. We love preachers, right? We're preachers, but it's got to be your own thing. If you're looking to saddle yourself off of somebody else's experience, it's always going to be counterfeit.
Yep.
There's mountain envy.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, and that's the thing I think I mentioned on Sunday was like, you can literally buy these T-shirts on Amazon that said, I climbed Mount Everest or I climbed whatever mountain it is. And they'll sell it to you. Yeah, you can wear it.
Ain't
Of course
real.
they will.
Yeah, they'll sell it to you, and you can just walk around.
So how many red green show guys do we have sitting around the table?
Oh yeah.
Okay, Ranger Gord. Remember Ranger Gord? He's the fire watcher ranger at the top of that tower.
Yeah.
And he's been by himself for the entire summer, like you just said. And anybody that comes close, he just runs down and has a conversation and never stops talking because he hasn't talked to another human soul for the entire summer. Remember that guy? Yeah. Just, we don't want to be Ranger Gord either.
No.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
We're just all...
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, actually, I worked with a student at a summer camp that I worked with, and probably the most spiritually, or just biblically understanding 20-year-old I've ever met in my life. And he really knew the Bible.
Yeah.
And he told me, and he was dead serious, he dropped out of college in January and then was in his bedroom reading his Bible until July. And you could tell, man, you are just so into the Bible and so connected with God. But in somewhere along the line had forgotten how to talk to people and live outside of his room.
Yeah.
It was a unique experience for me. He ended up having, I'm not kidding, this is a true story and not using any names. He ended up having like a little bit of a break at this camp, right? Because he just had been stuck.
Sure.
And it's a weird spot to be for him, right? And I think that's a good challenge for us to know also, like, hey, like, we want to connect with God. We want to continue to connect with God, but we got to remember what Jesus told us. He said, go out to all the world, making disciples. So we got to do that too, right? And so those mountains will inspire us to go do the work of Jesus Christ.
Okay, here's a little trivia question for you. How long, when a person makes it to the top of Mount Everest, how long are they actually sitting at the peak?
I don't know.
It's not long, right?
I mean, how long can you be up there without oxygen? I mean, it's
You got to get moving off of it.
I'm just going to
It's
guess.
dangerous.
It seems it'd be wild if they could go any more than 20 minutes.
20 to 30 minutes is the most they're allowed to stay at the top for multiple reasons. But one of them is just it's too dangerous to sit right at that pinnacle for too long. And
you can't live there. You cannot live there.
Yeah.
Right. It just
that's
That's
a sermon
good. That'll
there.
preach right
You
there.
cannot live there.
That's a good sermon right there.
Yeah.
Well, that's 7 weeks now. We're up to
you
7
just
weeks.
came to
Well,
our
truth
sermon.
is, there's more, and I said this in our Valley series. There's more dead things on top of Mount Everest than there are alive. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
People want to stay there longer than they should.
And they leave them there. That's a bad,
Well, you're not going to go up and
can't
get
get
them.
'em on.
Like,
who's carrying a dead body down?
I know, but you just walk by. Amy and I watched a documentary about Mount Everest, and there's guys, and they're like, they named everybody along the way as they get up there, and they're like, everybody knows this person, and all you see is their legs,
right?
Yeah, all you see is their legs because everything is frozen.
yeah, that's exactly what it is, right?
Yeah. Casualty of.
Well,
All right, hey, guys, we cannot end on people dying on Mount Everest.
What's a positive note?
I'll just say this too. I say this in sincerity. Like, I got a lot of feedback on Sunday morning, and it was a home run, man. So I hope you heard that. I would encourage our listeners, if you did not hear it, or you know what, it's always good to go back and revisit. Go listen to that sermon again. It's a great launching point for the rest of our series, and I promise you're going to take something away from that sermon on Sunday. So go re-listen to it. It's on all the social media stuff. It's on our website. If you've got the app, it's there too. Just really encourage you to set yourself up for a good week. You know, that'll be a good way to start it. So encourage you to go re-listen to that series.
And you can watch Dave Batchelor.
Yeah.
What was going? I felt like I was at an 80s rock concert.
Dave
it was awesome. Sunday. It was like he was doing kickboxing and everything out there.
It was
like,
great.
My favorite move of the whole day was when he did this come hither.
Come on, let's go.
Come on. He did this with his hand. But the way he did it, he like turns his face away and he does his hand out there. Like, come on.
One of a
signature move by Dave Batchelor.
A friend of ours at small group was like, I'm always worried that Dave's just going to leap off the platform.
He should.
Somewhere.
He should do like a David Lee Roth jump off the stage and He could probably do it. He could probably do it.
I don't doubt it.
He's the best.
Yeah, but I noticed that the background singers were actually moving because
They were
Dave was
Right.
moving. I was
Yeah,
like,
great.
this is so good.
Good job, guys.
It was so much fun. I was laughing so
Sunday.
hard. I was trying to worship, but at the same time, I'm like smiling and laughing.
That's
at the same
worship
time.
too,
Yeah.
right?
It's the joy of the
that's
Lord.
worship
Right?
too.
The joy of the
danced.
Lord.
David danced.
That's right.
Yeah, David Lee Batchelor was up there.
David Lee Batchelor danced.
Yeah, David Lee Batchelor danced. Well, that's it for us on our More Podcast. We'll be back next week, Lord willing, and the tides don't rise and Jesus will come back and we'll be here. But we're happy to have you here.
Pterosaurs don't attack.
Pterosaurs don't attack, and the bees don't go crazy and start
The
attacking us.
robots don't take us.
Well, the AI is coming.
All right.
I'm sorry, Ted.
All
Here
right.
they are.
You have found us. More Podcast, where we want you to know God more deeply. Find lasting freedom, discover your destiny and make an eternal difference. Now,